welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are really zeroing in, looking closely at a single very specific date, October 8th, 2025.
Right, and our roadmap for this comes from Tarot by High C. They've provided some really fascinating analysis.
Exactly. And we're not just, listing what planets are where. We're aiming to understand how two, well, really contrasting energies might actually play out between people.
That's the core of it. It's about understanding the day's complexity. High C uses this tool, they call it the StoryScope.
Ah, yes, the StoryScope.
Yeah, it's basically a narrative they craft to show how these big celestial energies can translate into, well, everyday human interactions and choices.
Kind of like a practical application guide.
Pretty much. It shows a way through when things feel conflicted, when the universe seems to be sending mixed signals.
Okay, good. So let's start with let's call it the opportunity of the day. The positive vibe. That's the Venus sextile Jupiter aspect. Now, a sextile, just quickly, is generally seen as harmonious, right? An opportunity, an easy flow between the planets involved.
Absolutely. It's like an open door. And when you have Venus, which is about love, connection, what we value working smoothly with Jupiter, think expansion, optimism, luck.
You get this real potential for generous connection.
Exactly. Generous cooperation. It sets this warm, expansive, really enthusiastic tone. Great for romance, showing appreciation, that kind of thing.
Okay, so the source suggests this is really pushing us to lean into gratitude, focus on small, thoughtful actions.
That's the heart of it. It makes expressing genuine feelings maybe a bit easier today, less fear, less holding back.
That Venus vulnerability meets Jupiter's go-for-it energy.
Perfectly put. That's the sextile magic. It offers this window to connect our feelings of Venus with that sense of possibility from Jupiter, helps bridge gaps. But there's always a but with Jupiter, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. Too much of a good thing.
Sometimes the source gives a specific warning here. Jupiter expands whatever touches. So Jupiter touching Venus, which rules value, and yes, spending.
Ah, right. The temptation to go overboard. Lavish gifts, maybe treating yourself a bit too much.
That's the potential pitfall. So splurging might feel good, tapping into that expansive vibe, but the real wisdom, the higher expression here,
is restraint, temperance.
Yes, in the financial sense. The real expansion, the source suggests, isn't about spending money. It's about expanding your emotional generosity, abundant intention, abundant gratitude.
Okay, so stripping away the excess. The core advice from Venus-Jupiter is look for or offer unexpected gestures of appreciation.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The challenge they lay out is super specific.
Yes.
Do one thoughtful thing for someone today. The key part. It shouldn't benefit us directly.
Ooh, okay. That actually sounds harder than it looks.
Doesn't it?
We think we're being generous, but often there's that little hook, right? Expecting something back, even just feeling good about ourselves. This takes the ego right out.
Completely. Makes the intention pure. And the source implies this kind of action is the real key offered by Venus-Jupiter to, close those gaps we feel in relationships.
So it's like the easy path to connection is right there. Simple, accessible.
It's laying the groundwork, yes. Suggesting reconciliation or deepening a bond might not need some huge dramatic effort today.
But there's always a but.
There is a big but today.
Because this easy flow, this lovely Venus-Jupiter opportunity, is happening at the same time as something much tougher.
Yeah, a deeper, grittier undercurrent. And that's the Chiron conjunct Eris aspect.
Okay. Dramatic shift here. From harmony to, well, what is a conjunction like compared to a sextile?
It's intense. A conjunction fuses the energies. It's not an easy flow. It's a powerful blend, often marking a turning point, maybe a crisis point, that really demands our attention.
And this isn't just a one-day thing either.
No, not at all. This Chiron-Eris conjunction is a long game. It's active for a whole year, roughly April 2025 through April 2026.
A full year. Wow. And October 8th is significant within that time frame.
It is. It's the second of 3 exact peaks. The first was back in May 2025, and the last one won't be until March 2026. So today, October 8th, those themes are really activated, really potent.
Okay, so we need to understand the players here. Chiron.
The wounded healer represents our deepest wounds, the pain points, but also the wisdom we gain through facing them.
And Eris. Sounds ominous.
Well, she's the goddess of discord, strife, but maybe think of her as necessary conflict. She's the one who throws the metaphorical golden apple, the uncomfortable truth into the mix that forces everyone to deal with it.
So Chiron brings the wound up. Eris forces the confrontation. What particular wounds or truths are being exposed during this whole year-long window? The source was quite specific.
Very specific. It points directly to the exposure of what it terms immature masculine energies.
Okay, let's unpack that carefully. What does that encompass?
It's described as a spectrum of self-centeredness, really. Things like egotism, arrogance, being willful just for the sake of it, bullying, excessive competitiveness, even ruthlessness.
That's quite a list. Now, it's probably important we clarify for listeners. Is the source saying this is only about men, or is it about an energy?
That's a really key clarification. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, the source is using masculine in a more archetypal astrological sense here. It's referring to an imbalance in that assertive, action-oriented, self-focused principle. You could think of it like raw Mars energy that haven't been integrated well, ego running wild.
So anyone can manifest this, that kind of extreme self-centeredness.
Absolutely. But the energy being challenged, the structures maybe being shaken up by this transit, often relate to areas historically dominated by that kind of imbalanced assertive drive.
Got it. So it's about the pain caused by unchecked ego, by demanding your own way regardless of the impact.
Exactly. And the emotional fallout sounds pretty intense. The source mentions painful truths revealed, buried emotions surfacing, hidden traumas uncovered.
So you might genuinely feel or see in others some really deep anger and resentment bubbling up today.
Very possibly. This Chiron-Eris combo is a powerful call to heal, but healing often hurts first. The source is firm on this. The wounds have to be exposed before recovery can happen. No shortcuts.
It's painful, but necessary. Okay. So feeling outrage, that's maybe part of Eris's function, but it's not the end point.
No, definitely not. The advice is crucial here. Use that feeling, that outrage, wisely. Be wise and mature in how you handle it, because that energy can be used to inspire productive action.
Ah, okay. So that's the core tension of the day, isn't it?
Right there. Do you get sucked into the pain, the self-centeredness that Chiron-Eris exposes? Get defensive. Retreat into ego.
Or
Yeah.
do you choose the other path, the Venus-Jupiter path of cooperation, gratitude, those small connections, as a way to actually process that pain productively?
That's the choice point.
How do you tell the difference between like productive outrage, Eris sparking positive change, and just destructive conflict, which sounds like that immature energy taking over again?
That's a great question. According to this analysis, the key difference is focus. Destructive conflict stays inward. My pain, my needs, my right to be angry.
Right.
Productive action turns the focus outward. It uses that awareness of pain or injustice to fuel something positive for a relationship, or even for a wider group.
Okay.
Which brings us perfectly to the StoryScope. This narrative, High C, created about Mara and Elias. It shows exactly how this choice plays out.
Let's dive into it. So Mara and Elias, they're a couple, but things aren't great. They're described as moving through the same house like planets in different orbits.
That captures the disconnect so well.
The love isn't gone, it says, but it's folded in on itself, quieter and less certain. And we see Elias right away, kind of embodying that Chiron-Eris shadow absorbed in work messages, brow furrowed.
Textbook self-absorption, right? That my world, my problems focus. It's created this huge gap between them, likely filled with unspoken hurts, those Chiron wounds.
But the shift doesn't come from a big fight, which you might expect with Eris.
No, it comes from the other energy. That gentle nudge from Venus sextile Jupiter.
Mara, feeling the weight of the silence, looks out the window. What does she see?
She sees her neighbor's kid and grandmother. They're hanging bird feeders, laughing, spilling seeds, making a game of cleaning up. Just simple connection.
Cooperation, simple, uncalculated.
And bam, that's the Venus-Jupiter insight. It hits her. The way back isn't some grand gesture or fixing everything. It's returning to simple, shared moments, shared intention.
So she acts on it. And crucially, she uses that specific advice.
Oh.
A small, non-self-benefiting gesture. She doesn't launch into his work obsession or the distance between them.
No Eris confrontation there.
None. She just sends a text, lunch on me today, my treat. Just you and me, somewhere with sunlight.
That is such a perfect Venus-Jupiter move. Generous, focused on connection, putting his need for a break, their need for connection first. It bypasses her own ego's need to complain or be validated in her frustration.
And his reaction shows it works, right?
Yeah.
Surprise. Softening that focused frown. They agree. No screens, no talking about chores or problems. Just be present.
Choosing presence over that self-absorption, it's a conscious choice against the Chiron-Eris tide.
And the setting they choose helps too. This little cafe by the river, mismatched chairs, wildflowers, smells of cinnamon. That sounds very Venusian, very nurturing.
Definitely sets the stage for warmth, for intimacy, rather than the sharp edge Eris can bring.
And the breakthrough isn't some huge dramatic confession. It's tiny things.
Mm.
Noticing. They talk about favorite songs, her painting.
Mm-hmm.
And then Elias admits something really simple, almost vulnerable. He says he misses the smell of her shampoo on his shirts and hearing her hum when she cooks.
See, that's the payoff of the intentionality. They moved from surface stuff to these small sensory details that actually define their connection. It's the polar opposite of being lost in your own head. It's about noticing.
And the narrative sums it up so well, tying it back to that Eris-Chiron shadow of self-focus. I think we just forgot how to notice each other.
That's the core lesson right there. Forgetting to notice is how the gaps form. Remembering to notice, choosing presence, is how you bridge them.
And it wasn't just Mara making the effort. The gesture sparked something reciprocal.
Yes. That evening, Mara finds something by her easel.
A single daisy.
Mm-hmm.
In a simple glass of water. A quiet act of appreciation back.
No big expense, just thought.
And the note from Elias nails the synthesis of the day's positive energy. For your next painting. For noticing. Just simple, quiet gratitude.
And that brings the whole thing together. The StoryScope shows that lasting love isn't always fireworks or demanding perfection. It's often about warmth, the kind that seeps into the cracks and stays.
Yeah.
And it's about that choice, the choice to meet in the middle and choosing again and again to stay there. They consciously use the Venus-Jupiter opportunity to overcome the Chiron-Eris temptation towards isolation and ego.
Wow. Okay. That was a really insightful narrative connecting those energies. So, summing up our deep dive today, we really explored this tension, didn't we, between the easy open door for connection from Venus and Jupiter and the much harder but necessary process of facing uncomfortable truths and dealing with immaturity thanks to Chiron and Eris.
And the ultimate power, as Mara and Elias showed us, isn't about somehow dodging the pain or the truth that Eris and Chiron might bring up. You can't skip that.
Right.
But the power lies in how you respond. Choosing gratitude, choosing connection, that quiet and clear approach as the way to move through the difficult feelings rather than getting stuck in them.
So for you listening right now, as you maybe feel some of that underlying tension today, that frustration, that resentment, maybe just an awareness of disconnection that Chiron and Eris are highlighting, we wanted to leave you with a final thought.
Yeah, think about that pertinent energy, that anger or frustration Eris and Chiron might be stirring up. It's fuel, right? So the question is, could you take a page from Mara and Elias's book? Could you commit to one small, non-self-benefiting act of connection today?
Using that feeling, that energy.
Exactly. Use that energy not to fuel internal angst or pick a fight, but to consciously choose connection instead. To deepen our relationship by simply deciding to notice something positive, something to appreciate, even amidst the difficult stuff. How can that outrage fuel something genuinely productive and connective for you?
A really powerful challenge to consider. If you want to read the full StoryScope or explore more of Hi-C's astrological insights, you can find their work at tarot by hic.net. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive. We'll catch you next time.